welcome back to Little Blessed Nest. My name is Stephanie. That's Riley back there, wild as ever. The bigger he gets, the wilder he gets. Anyway, I am working today on packing for a road trip that I'm about to take with Ryan and his son. I'm so excited that they asked me to come along with them. We are going to Washington, D.C., and then we're going to take a little side trip to Ocean City, Maryland, to the beach. And then on the way home, we're going to stop overnight in Pigeon. So it's going to be a fun-filled, packed vacation, a true road trip, which I love. I love a good road trip. But before I can go, I have to finish getting packed and also tidy up around here. When I go on a trip, I like to come home to a clean house. So we're gonna make sure to take care of all the little odd and end things before I go. I've got most everything packed, but I had a few things that were in the dirty clothes that I have to get washed. So I'm gonna get to working on that. I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Earth Breeze. You guys know I have been working with Earth Breeze for quite a while now. I love their product, love the company, and I'm just going to share a little bit about them with you today. If you haven't heard of Earth Breeze before, I don't know where you've been because I talk about them all the time. Earth Breeze makes ultra concentrated laundry detergent eco sheets. These are just the most amazing little things. They look a lot like a dryer sheet, as you can see. It's a little bit smaller, but one of these will do an entire load of laundry, or if you have a smaller load that's not quite so soiled, you can tear it in half and only use half the sheet, which will make them go longer. There are 30 sheets in a pack, which will do up to 60 loads of laundry. As you can see, these dissolve so quickly and easily. As I'm running this under the faucet, you can see that it's pretty much dissolving right in my hands. With Earth Breeze, you get an eco-responsible laundry detergent that's delivered to your home. No plastic jugs, it's sensitive on skin, gives a powerful clean, and it is cruelty-free, which is very important to me. It works in warm or cold water. It's safe for any machine, including the high-efficiency ones. It's also safe for gray water tanks and septic tanks. I have a septic tank, so I really appreciate that. Also, it's so thin and small that I can easily tuck it into my little carry-on bag that I pack with me on trips, so that if I need to wash clothes while I'm gone, I can easily do that without having to pack anything around that might leak. Also, if you have to use a laundromat, this is what you need for sure. You don't need to pack those big jugs, those messy jugs. The stuff gets all over the side of them and on your washer and dryer. It's a pain in the butt. If each one of us made this simple change, we would eliminate so much plastic. In today's world, we don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of huge laundry jugs and plastic in the world. And also, they give back to the community. For every packet of Earth Breeze that's sold, they donate 10 loads to those in need. Their packaging isn't even made out of plastic. You can rip it right up and throw it in your recycle bin. They make it very simple for you to start your subscription. You just choose the scent that you want, choose your delivery date. It's a flexible delivery option. You can choose when you get your next batch, and you can pause and cancel at any time. I always know that my laundry is going to come out fresh and clean every time I use my Earth Breeze laundry sheets. All you have to do to get started is go to earthbreeze.com/LBN. That's going to get you 40% off of Earth Breeze Eco Sheets. The link is in my description box below. Riley had been not so patiently waiting for me to get done with my work so that he could get some lovin's and some playtime. I think I've told you guys this once before, but one thing I like to do when I go on a trip is to pack a new body spray. So that could be something from Bath & Body Works, or just a perfume that you haven't worn before, a new lotion, whatever it might be. I have quite a few up here that I have taken on different trips, and the reason for that is that because anytime after the trip, if I put that scent on or just spray it, it brings back all the memories and all the feelings from that trip. Are you guys like me? Are you triggered by different scents? Does it bring back memories for you? Like, it could be anything. Some people remember like the smell of their grandma's house, and something will remind them of that. What reminds me of my grandma's house is the smell of coffee or bacon cooking in the morning, like breakfast cooking in the morning, because I always remember waking up at her house and hearing the grown-ups talking in the kitchen and the smell coming from the kitchen, because she would make homemade biscuits and you know, bacon, and she'd always have coffee brewing, and I just remember those smells, and that reminds me of that. And trips are the same way for me. I like to have that special memory, that special scent. And this one right here is Cabana Breeze. This is a Bath & Body Works spray. This reminds me of New Orleans because I wore this when I went on a road trip with my friend Sandra and Kristen. And all I have to do is a little spritz of this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it smells just like that trip. It's so wild how that happens, but I do it every time, and I don't wear them that often. If I go to the same place more than once, I'll wear that same scent to that place. So like, I've been to Disney quite a few times. I always wear the same scent to Disney, and it's just this weird quirky thing that I do. But after I said it the first time, I had other people say I do the same thing. Sometimes I'll also take the Febreze plug-ins or Glade or whatever you use, or it could be a aromatherapy, what are those things called? Diffuser. Maybe a diffuser. A lot of people don't like the other stuff anymore. They're into the essential oils. That's okay as well. You could take that. But sometimes hotel rooms will have like a bit of a musky smell or something, you know. So just in case, I take that with me and we plug that in. So that's a tip for you. I also still have a lot of Timmy's colognes here in my closet, and sometimes when I'm wanting to feel a little closer to him, I will spray that and just smell it, and brings back memories of him. So smell memory, big thing for me. Another thing I always pack with me is a portable fan. This one I got off Amazon, and it collapses so it can fit in your suitcase easily. It also has a telescoping handle, so it goes up pretty high. Comes with a remote control, and it will swivel. So it works really good. It puts out a lot of air, and I just really like this thing. I'm somebody who always sleeps with a fan. I like the wind, and I like the noise. I cannot sleep in a quiet room. There's no way. I can't do it. So a portable fan is essential. The last things that I usually pack are my toiletries, my flat iron, hair dryer, things like that. So I'm going to get all that put into my bag here, and then I will be ready to go. I've already got my mom set up with everything she needs to take care of my cats while I'm gone. They've got all the food and cat litter and all the things, so they are good to go. I'm so thankful that she is right next door and doesn't mind helping me out with them. Alright guys, so I believe I have everything done that I need to get done here today. I'm going to head to Ryan's house, and we're going to head out early in the morning, and I'm going to share that footage with you. When I get back, I'm going to work on that and work on a little Q&A to go along with it, just to share with you what our favorite things was, any recommendations we might have, and then answer any questions you guys might have as well. I'm going to ask you on Instagram when I get back and see if there's anything you guys might want to know about our trip. So let's get going with the next portion of the video.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day
On our way to Washington.
to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling,
We are officially in Virginia, in Bristol, Virginia, right?
Marion?
Marion?
Something, yeah, right outside of Bristol.
We got 5 hours to go. Making good time.
Great. Awesome time.
The boys chilling in the back. We arrived at our hotel in Virginia. It was the Embassy Suites at Tyson's Corner. It was a nice hotel. We were tired from travel, so we decided just to take it easy the rest of the night and get a good fresh start in the morning. morning, boys.
Good morning.
Are y'all ready to go to the Smithsonian?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ready for breakfast.
Ready for breakfast. Priorities. We decided to drive into DC that first day, and we'll be telling you about that fiasco a little later in the video. But for now, we're going to visit the National Museum of Natural History. Honestly, I've probably only been to a handful of museums in my life. This one was really nice. They had a lot of different attractions here. I really love the building and the architecture. It's so beautiful. When you first go inside, they have this huge elephant to look at. We took a picture in front of it, and then it kind of branches off into different sections. We decided to start with the dinosaur exhibit. They had all the usual ones that you would expect to see: the T-Rex, the long neck, the Stegosaurus, pterodactyls, all kinds of different things. But they also had some that I don't know that I have ever seen before, and some that were kind of creepy. Like this one right here, I thought looked like some kind of prehistoric crocodile. How'd you like to run up on these, Ryan?
Nah.
Well,
thank you.
It's kind of like an alligator.
Probably is something.
Yep, prehistoric crocodile. Like reptile. Put a side by side of that and a crocodile. All that is an upscale crocodile.
Look at this little bitty dinosaur.
Right, think of a lizard that we have today, but like that. It's a dinosaur.
Yeah. I really liked how they had this glass wall where we could watch them chipping away at this. It's actually made out of plaster and burlap, the sign says. And this lady here is working on a whale jaw inside of this field jacket. The next section we went to was like the mammal section. It showed different animals from different countries. This was Africa, so you see lions and giraffes. They had some of them positioned in different ways that like they would be found in nature, I guess. And this little thing here, I'm not sure what it was called, but it was adorable. As you can see, it is not terribly busy right now. We did get there early in the morning, which is what I suggest. The later in the day that it got, the more tour groups and things like that started showing up. So definitely hit early if possible. Ryan cracked me up when I was videoing this, and he's like, let us stand here and pan over. I thought that was so funny. The next thing that we looked at was gemstones, and this is actually the Hope Diamond, guys. It was huge and so pretty. This says this has been around for over 1 billion years. I'm not sure how they know that, but anyway, my favorite was actually this one. This is the color that I love. It is that blue-green color, and it's aquamarine actually is what they call it, but aren't these just beautiful? This one is an emerald ring. This one's really pretty. I would definitely not turn that down if somebody offered it to me. And then you have these diamond earrings that were worn by Marie Antoinette. This one is amethyst, and they had a little sign up actually that says that you can touch it, which is unusual. Usually you can't touch things at, exhibits and museums and things. It says that it's from Brazil. After the museum, we headed over to the World War II Memorial, where we met the kindest veteran named Mr. Tommy Evans. Thank you for your service.
Well, I'll tell you, during World War II, everybody was involved.
Yeah.
If that war was now and you were home, and maybe the only mechanism you ever operated was a vacuum cleaner, you would find yourself working in a defense plant
On the radio.
with a wrench, maybe riveting and cowling, or doing something.
Right.
You were involved. You would probably be planting a victory garden in the backyard so they had something to eat.
Mr. Evans asked if we knew about Kilroy and that he was somewhere around the corner. He was very excited to show us.
Good. That's awesome, right here.
I hate to admit that I had no idea about Kilroy. I had never heard of this before, or if I did, I didn't remember it. But thankfully Ryan did, so he explained it to me. We all thoroughly enjoyed meeting Mr. Evans, and it made visiting this site even more special. We're saying that this scene here reminds us of the Forrest Gump movie where he ran in the water. Or no, she ran to him, didn't she?
Both men in the water.
There's the monument on this side.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way.
Just touch
Don't
something
know
that may
what
be here for
you
hundreds and
do.
hundreds of more years.
Hold my hand, could you hold my hand? Look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love. All that we have is each other now. Promise you won't leave my side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love, love. Tell me what you wanna do. I'll do anything, as long as I can be here with you. Everything's alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love, love, love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love.
Is Ramin, who's going to get us safely around town. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, as we begin our journey, I'd just like to go over a couple of rules with you and give you a little bit of an overview of what we'll be doing this evening. So, our first rule is please do not do as I'm doing now. Make sure that you're seated at all times while the vehicle is in motion. Next, please make sure that you keep all of your body parts. Next, please make sure that you have your cell phones set to silent and refrain from having loud conversations with your... Now, of course, straight ahead is that very beautiful view of the U.S. Capitol building. This is the Senate side of the Capitol. That's going to be the first one we're going to encounter when we start making our way up Capitol Hill. The Senate, or the House of Representatives, is in session and working, is that each side of the building has a flag flying over it if they're working. If they aren't working, there is no flag. Now, being the largest statue at 19.5 feet tall, Lady Freedom holds the place, and nobody or no other statue in the city can be taller than Lady Freedom at 19.5 feet. For us as a tour company, as we're the only tour company that's allowed to bring folks on this side of the Capitol building. Now, if you know anything about Taft, he was our largest president at 350 pounds and over 6 feet tall. The Capitol building needed to be expanded to house all of those. And eventually, the House buildings are on the House side. Very surprising, I'm sure. Purchased to recreate the Library of Congress after the first Library of Congress burned during the War of 1812, when in 1814 British soldiers descended upon Washington, D.C. and burned all of our federal buildings. And at that time, the Library of Congress was actually located inside the Capitol building, as was the Supreme Court. Now you'll notice that above the windows there are busts of a number of famous and prominent writers from the 19th century and before.
We were really enjoying the Moonlight tour. We kind of just toured around until it got dark, and as dusk was falling, that's when we arrived at the first memorial that we stopped to visit. But our tour guide was very informative. I loved listening to her. She knew all about everything around Washington, D.C. And then she also threw in some personal information, like personal experiences that she'd had with some veterans and different things like that. And we just found it very interesting. The only complaint that I have about this tour is that you didn't have a lot of time at the actual memorials. And I'm sure that's hard to do, to time it around, like nighttime, because in the summer it gets late. It gets dark so much later. So you only have a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if it's different during other times of the year, if maybe the tour lasts longer because it gets dark earlier or not. But we had maybe 20 to 25 minutes at the places, and there were 2 spots that we had to visit within that time frame. So it was very hard to see them both and be able to enjoy it. We didn't realize how fast time was going to go. So the first one we stopped at was the FDR Memorial, and it was huge. There's so much to see there, and we spent so much time there that we didn't even get to go visit the second one at this place. And that's unfortunate because we missed out on that, and it's a place we really wanted to visit. But all of the waterfalls and everything, the quotes and the statues and stuff that we saw here at FDR were amazing. We loved every minute of it. The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
Good quotes from Roosevelt, this one says.
In my opinion, out of every presidential anything, it's either a hit or miss with the quotes, but Roosevelt never misses, in my opinion.
Yeah. Love this waterfall.
The structure of world peace cannot be the work of one man or one party or one nation. It must be a peace which rests on the cooperative effort of the whole world. Roosevelt's first term was from 1933 to 1937. In these days of difficulty, we Americans everywhere must and shall choose the path of social justice. The path of faith, the path of hope, and the path of love toward our fellow man.
The trolley tour so far?
I am. It's the best thing. We should have done this days ago.
Yes, I highly recommend the Old Town trolley tour. Hop on, hop off.
Right.
We just stopped at the first place, and it's really cool. This is the FDR Memorial. What do you think, E?
It's fun.
It's fun.
Really nice, informative.
Right, very informative.
Our next stop was the Lincoln Memorial. You always see this on TV, and it's just really amazing in real life how big it really is. Sadly, I didn't get a lot of video or pictures here because there was so many people, and also it was under construction at the time, but we really enjoyed visiting.
This memorial has 19 statues of service members making their way through the challenging landscape of South Korea.
The Korean War Memorial is really something to see. As you will hear in our little Q&A, this was my favorite. Just looking at these statues all lined up as if they were really going through a field in Korea, you could just imagine how that must have felt to be in the dark like that. This wall with all the names, it stretches on forever, it seems, all the way around the statues, and it's just surreal.
We made it. I'm dewy. Very dewy. Humidity is no joke.
I'm so sorry. No, that's all right.
This
Just a
guy
swamp, yes.
is dewy. This guy hasn't broken a sweat.
The last stop on our tour was Arlington Cemetery, and we visited the Iwo Jima Memorial. This was a very touching memorial as well, just seeing all of these soldiers here. It really makes you think about the sacrifice that they've made. Our Moonlight tour came to an end. It was shorter than I would have liked. I would have liked for it to have been a little longer, but it was getting late by the time we got back to Union Station. All of the shops and restaurants were closed down, so we called us an Uber, or scheduled an Uber, and called it a night. After a couple of days of walking and sweating around DC, we decided we needed a little detour, a little rest day. So we headed off to Ocean City, Maryland. It took us through a little bit of Delaware, and we ran across this cute little dairy farm and decided to stop in and visit and grab some ice cream. They had lots of baked goods and different things you could buy. I picked this up for Riley. We also picked up one of these lemon blueberry loaves that was really good that we brought home and had later.
Yeah, I'm going to take that with us. That's a mighty large ice cream cone.
Thank you. We are true tourists, y'all. We're even amazed by the roads and how different they are from here in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Ooh, look at this. Oh, look at that. That's the Bay of the Atlantic Ocean, my friend.
As I'm watching this back, I got tickled listening to Ryan. Look at this, look at that. He was so excited and impressed with this bridge. It was massive, massive, and it just seemed to go on forever. I have a friend who actually works on bridges, building bridges, and it gave me a newfound respect and appreciation for that, because just how much goes into building something this huge?
See that change in the water right there?
Yeah. This is part of what I love about road trips. Just seeing new things that you wouldn't have seen if you'd have flown somewhere. Yes, it's fun to fly. Yes, it's great to get there quickly, but you miss out on all of the little things that you remember.
It's a great day at Ocean City Beach, Maryland. Ocean City Beach.
Ocean City, Maryland.
Ocean City, Maryland, period. Exclamation point.
This was something I had never seen before. A billboard on a boat in the ocean. And that is little Ethan out there all alone. Just chilling. Ryan got him one of those little boogie board things. And he's just out there
Hanging on for dear life.
hanging over dear life.
I want to say he's out there having a good
He's
day.
been out there, what, a
having a
good
great
30 minutes, hasn't he, already?
Right, we're going back out one more time. See if we can stay upright in these waves.
Yeah.
It's so super cold.
It's really super cold. I knew it was going to be cold going into it, but I did not. It's colder than.
It's like doing the ice bucket challenge
Oh,
in
it's.
the ocean.
But you get used to it, but it's cold.
We, in fact, did not get used to it. I don't know how Ethan stood it out there. I know you get used to it, like, after you're in it, but it was just shockingly cold. Nothing like the Gulf Coast, which I was in earlier this year, and it was perfectly warm. But Ethan loved it. It really is a beautiful beach. I love how the clouds are reflecting in the sand here. I highly recommend Ocean City Beach if you can stand the cold water, but it's a beautiful place to visit. I really enjoyed the boardwalk. I'd never been on a real authentic boardwalk before. The only one I'd ever been on was at Disney World, and I don't think that really counts as a genuine boardwalk, but there was live music. There was a guy doing like a juggling act. There was all sorts of snacks and food to try. We did grab some of this Fisher's popcorn, and this I just loved. I thought this was so beautiful. There is a lot going on the boardwalk here. If you came, I'd say you could probably spend a whole day just going around the boardwalk. Then they have rides as well, like the Ferris wheel and things like that. So definitely be sure to check it out and spend some time here.
Now guys, I'll slow it down a second. I've been doing this for 10, 11 years. You can tell by the looks of it, I'll never be able to afford a helicopter. But I am an optimistic man. Okay, let's step it up a notch. Slap back, club, slap back. Everyone look over there, it's a bird. Club, slap back. Here's the big finish. 1, 2.
It really was a relaxing afternoon, and we really needed it after all of the heat in DC when we were walking around. It was so much cooler out here by the ocean, and we saw these guys out here fishing, and they actually caught a little stingray. It was a great day in Ocean City, Maryland. I am so glad that we went there. And I'm so glad that Ethan got to experience the ocean and the beach and that he loved it as much as we did. Back in DC, the next day we went to the Air and Space Museum, which we had tried to go to a couple days ago, but we didn't realize we had to have timed entry tickets. It's free to get there, but you still have to have the timed entry tickets. It was really cool. We got to go inside this plane and see the cockpit and just feel how small it is in there. I'm not sure what kind of plane this was, but Ethan really loved this place. He loved seeing all the planes. He's really into all that and history, and he was just really impressed with it. And Ryan was as well. I loved it a lot more than I thought I would. There was definitely parts of it that I really enjoyed seeing more. I really enjoyed this, where you got to stand and they had video from space, from like Mars and the moon and things like that. And it was like this huge screen that you stand in front of. And it's almost like you're there. And I had never seen, or don't remember ever seeing, what it looks like on Mars. So it was really, really cool. I could have stood there for a long time because it showed different things and different places, and just definitely neat. If you go there, be sure to check that out.
No disassemble, Stephanie.
Disassemble number 5.
Passing Pluto, New Horizons floats further into Kuiper's unknown regions among hundreds of thousands of celestial bodies.
These are actual satellites that have been in space. How cool is that? This is the Voyager. They also have a section that shows you how, like, engines started. The rockets and spaceships and all this stuff would never have been able to be possible if it hadn't been for the creation of the engine. And that first started way back. Check out this old motorcycle. All the guys that were standing around were all talking about it. That goes 136 miles per hour in 1907. It really was very interesting and something that I had never thought about before. And it went from the motorcycle on into race cars. Right, what is it, Ryan?
If everything seems under control, you're just not going fast enough.
That is definitely Ryan's motto.
I couldn't fit in that car. Look, little Mario Winter, he fit inside that. My big foot won't fit in that.
He said he doesn't know how the guy fit in that car, that he couldn't fit his big toe in there. Anyway, they also had Richard Petty's car. How many of you remember Evel Knievel? This was his motorcycle. A Harley Davidson XR750. I also found it really cool looking at all of the astronaut stuff, like stuff that's actually been in space. I mean, it's just surreal. Look at this astronaut suit. Like, this is the lunar suit, and it tells you on here how they developed it and things like that. Just very interesting. They actually had the engines in here, and you just can't imagine how big these things are. We were just amazed. They are massive. They are massive. The video is not going to even show how big these things are. It's wild.
5 of those.
Five of those. That is so cool.
It really is. It's very impressive.
Look how tiny that is in there. Why are they duct taping things?
That's what I'm saying.
If you go to DC, definitely make sure to go by and check out the Air and Space Museum. It was a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. We highly recommend. We also saw the little show that they have at the planetarium, and that was good as well. I've got my littleblessednest shirt on, representing on the way to Pigeon Forge. That's where we're headed now. Are you glad to be headed back to Tennessee?
It feels good to be headed home.
Yeah.
I'm ready for another restful night, maybe more of a relaxation night, let it all soak in.
I believe it was about a 6-hour drive from DC to Pigeon Forge, and then it was another 4 hours home from there. So I had found this little place on hotels.com called The Wayback. This room is just the cutest thing ever. I love it. Definitely will book this again. This would be really cute for like a girls' weekend also. So it's just a cute little place that's been remodeled. They have a coffee maker station here, some bottled waters, a little rack to hang things on. There's a little closet area with a steamer in here and some hangers to hang your clothes. There's definitely like a feminine retro vibe to it, which is why I think it would be cool for a girls trip. Also, the pool area is really nice. It's only open during certain hours, so make sure you check that out if you stay here, but have a look. They got little cabanas with TVs. We were super bummed that it was drizzling and raining the day that we were here because we really wanted to enjoy the pool, but we only were there for one night and then we headed back home that next day. But at least we got to check it out, and if we come back, we'll know we'll enjoy it. It's got a 0 entry into the pool. There's also a hot tub. Just really nice. The Airstream over there, I believe it's like a little like food truck, if I'm not mistaken, but it wasn't open at the time when I made this. It was really early in the morning. Ryan and I decided to head to the lobby. They have a restaurant in there, so we went to have breakfast. Ethan wanted to sleep in. He didn't want to go to breakfast, so it was just a little solo breakfast trip for us. The menu was very limited, but we did enjoy what we ordered. You can see they have breakfast items, grilled seasonal fruit, bacon and eggs, just your typical things, but they were kind of like upscale, I guess you could say, a little bit. Ryan and I ordered the same thing. We got eggs, breakfast potatoes, some kind of toast, and what is this called? I don't remember what this is called. It's like bacon, but it's not bacon. I prefer bacon. I took a little bit of footage of the little outdoor seating area they had here. Also the lobby in this little hotel. I don't know if you call it a hotel or not because the rooms are on the exterior. So technically it's probably called a motel, but it's very nice. As you can see, like it's decorated. It's so cute. I just really, really liked it. It's totally a young, hip vibe, I guess you could say. We checked out of the hotel, and this was our last day. We were heading home this day, but first we wanted to see a little bit of Pigeon Forge. We did head over to the island and jumped on the tram. If you haven't been to the island in Pigeon Forge, it is a lot of fun. They have some rides there and things like that. This fountain I absolutely love. It goes in time to the music, which is really neat. We had a kind stranger here take our picture in front of it, and I really loved how that one turned out. And then we headed over to ride the Skyfly. Ryan and Ethan are not big on rides, so it took some convincing. I think they both liked it a little more than they wanted to admit, but I love that ride. It is very pricey, but it is fun. And with that, we are headed back home. We did stop before we left Pigeon Forge and had a nice lunch. Actually, it was one of the best meals we had of the trip. It was really good. I don't really remember the name of it, but it was raining as we were headed home, and we had a wonderful trip. But you know how it is when you get to the last day, you're actually usually ready to get back home and to rest and take it easy and just re-energize from all the travels.
Did you have a good trip?
Had a great trip.
Yeah.
Next time we're going to somewhere closer to home.
Yep.
And a beach is heavily involved.
Yep.
Needs to be heavily involved.
I really hope you guys have enjoyed this travel vlog. I had fun making it. I'm so glad to have all these memories on film to look back on. But coming up next is the Q&A, so be sure to stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A portion of this travel video. Ryan is going to join me in just a moment.
Coming out of college, and I can't at 45 years old.
He's the best boy. He's the best boy. And we're rolling. Take one. Alright, so I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions about our trip. I got a lot of questions, not too many about the trip. Most of them were like, want to know personal things, and we will answer that, but it'll be in the next video. Maybe not the next video, but an upcoming video. For this video, we're just talking about our trip and answering questions you guys had about that. So, first question is, why did you choose Washington, D.C.?
I think that was my choice, really. I wanted to take my son there. He's really big into history, and especially war history, World War I, World War II, and stuff like that. And he really enjoyed seeing the monuments and the museums, the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why. And it's close to Ocean City where we went, and I wanted to get a beach experience in there too. So they were close. It was worth it.
Yeah. Would you go back again? It was a great trip. We enjoyed everything that we did, but I don't personally think it's somewhere I would want to go again, just because there are so many other places that I want to go. This isn't a place that I would choose to repeat over going somewhere else, So probably not. However, if I did, I would go when they have the cherry blossom festival.
We should have planned. We could have planned that better.
We could have planned that better, but after experiencing the traffic that we experienced this time, I don't know if I'd want to be there during that time. You know how many? I mean, that's when everybody wants to go. So yeah, traffic would be even worse.
Would I go back again? I'd say no. I got to see what I wanted to see. I felt rushed. It didn't feel like a vacation. It felt like
we were on the move a lot.
Right. It felt like a field trip. It felt like
a field trip.
Right. It felt like we had an itinerary.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize with traffic and with how things go there,
how much time it would take
to
do things to get to places.
Right. We would plan 2 or 3 hours there, 2 or 3 hours there, and we're stuck in traffic 2 or 3 hours.
I don't think we were in traffic 2 or 3 hours, but it felt like it. Certainly, it felt like we were sitting at stoplights 2 or 3 hours.
There were stoplights that were definitely 20 minutes long.
Yeah, their stoplights seem like they're just forever long.
Yep, it was bad. And having said that, that's the whole Uber experience. Don't drive. Don't drive. Take mass transit. There's so many different ways to get around the area, and I'm foolish. I'm the guy who wants to drive the family. I want to drive the car. I want to drive her around. I want to drive my son around. I want to be that guy. Don't be that guy. Take mass transit. Just really go ahead, suck it up. The Uber people know where they're going. Right. You get on the metro. They know where they're going. It's super easy. We failed the first 3 days there because I wanted to drive.
Right.
We had a good time.
We'll go more into detail about why he says that and he's so passionate about it in a little bit. Let's get on to the next question. Where did you eat in DC and Ocean City? Chick-fil-A.
Cadobo, or what was
no,
the
Mexican
Mexican
Cadobo. What is why can I not remember the name of that place when I'm asked? Panera Bread. It's not Panera Bread. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. It's like... This is really stumping me. It's like a Cadobo, I think. What's Cadobo? Okay. Edit. Cut.
Fast food, to be honest. There's great restaurants in the area, and the time, we just didn't prepare. And with having Ethan with us, with his limited choices of food, we just stuck to the basics. We kept it simple.
Here's the deal. We don't like traffic. We don't like being inconvenienced with traffic. So honestly, one of the biggest reasons we didn't go somewhere nice and sit down and eat is because of traffic. The hotel that we picked was a nice hotel, but it was on a one-way road.
Sure.
So to get anywhere, we had to get out on this one-way road, go down to the stoplight, make a U-turn, come back up the other road, and this takes forever because of traffic and the stoplights. Like, this could take you forever, and we just didn't want to fight it.
It was like, what was it? We passed like a Wendy's, and we passed several restaurants, like fast food restaurants, and it would have taken us, it took us 35, 40 minutes just to get to there. So it was amazing. You could see the sign from our hotel room, but it took 30 minutes to get there.
Yeah, I mean, that was not fun. Don't drive. I mean, drive there, park your car at the hotel, and just leave it because it's not worth it. Not in our opinion. And then also, you can't park at these places. Like you can't park at the museums or the memorials or anywhere like that. You've got to park at a parking garage and walk there. So you're gonna have to pay a parking garage fee anyway.
And you're gonna have to walk a long way.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to walk much further. Whereas with an Uber, they're gonna drop you off right in front of where you're going. But what I'm saying is, with paying the parking garage, that was about the same as the way to on the Uber. So it was about, we paid,
you're thinking maybe $20, $30 more to get where you're going and
to be dropped off right where you're going. You have to think about that with weather. That was one of the things. Like, we had to leave early because we wanted to get back to the parking garage before it started raining. It was supposed to start raining after 3 o'clock, and we didn't want to get caught out in the rain and have to walk all the way back to the parking garage. So, you know, you have an Uber, they're going to pick you up right outside the attraction when you're ready to leave. Right. So you don't have to walk back to the parking garage.
The convenience of an Uber is, I mean, wow, what you just said times 10 because, you know, saving the walking distance and just they know where they're going. And so that gives them a leg up where we're sitting there struggling.
Yeah. Every day we're struggling.
Cut.
So Ryan, you want to tell them about our experience with the parking garage? We had several hiccups on this trip where we were both just like...
Well, the parking garage incident was that we were in a section of town unfamiliar to us. We've never been there. Mm-hmm. We find the first parking garage we find, zip in there, fine no matter what. Doesn't matter what the cost is. We're going to park here because we're tired of driving around in circles, and we'll just walk wherever. Mm-hmm. Well, the block that we decided, you know, the block that we decided to park on in.
I had put parking garage in Google Maps and then picked the one that was closest to the attraction we were going to. So it gave us the directions to the parking garage with the address on there.
Right.
That's where we parked.
So we parked and we leave the car, everything's fine. We take pictures of the parking garage, like the level P3 or whatever situation we were in.
Yeah, I always do that. If you park in a parking garage or on the street in a place you're not familiar with, take pictures with your cell phone. Of even more than, after this I've learned, don't just take one of the sign. Take some of things that are around the sign.
Well, and remember, there was the couple we met in Gatlinburg said, leave your maps open on your phone. And that way, if you go back to your, remember that? Remember the guy told us that? That if you open up your maps back on your phone, it'll retrace you back to that location.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Moral of that story is 4 parking garages in this same block. All the entrances look the same. All the exits look the same. Exactly the same. The pillars of the buildings, really nice looking buildings. So we're walking back from where we're going. We're exhausted. We're ready to get to the car. We're ready to get back to the hotel room.
Before it starts raining.
Correct.
Yeah.
We did beat the rain.
We did.
But the first building we saw was just like, yes, this is the building.
Yeah, we were tired. We were glad. We knew we were on the 3rd floor.
We go to the 3rd floor. Nothing.
No car.
Nothing. I'm hitting a little button trying to chirp the,
Chirp, chirp. No chirps. There were no chirps.
Okay, so that was a little bit.
Yeah, so we're looking around trying to figure out what's going on.
What did we do wrong?
And then he notices that the paint where they painted the numbers, like the P whatever.
3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. it was a different color than what we had a picture of. So we're like, okay, well, we cannot be in the right place. Right. So I put it in the Google Maps again, and it was telling us to go a little on further down this time, even though the first time it didn't. That's where it took us. We were using the walking GPS on Google Maps, and it took us right there. So now it was telling us to go back out and go down a little further. So that's what we did. We went through down there and we looked at it like, oh yeah, this is it. This looks familiar.
And it's exactly like the other building to look familiar.
Right. So we go to the 3rd floor and the color matches. It's the right color. Everything looks the same.
So I'm walking the floor. They're exhausted. I was like, I'll go get the car and I'll find you. I'll come get you. You know, like I'll find the car. Y'all don't have to walk anymore. And I'm looking for the parking spot. I'm looking at the colors. I'm looking at the cars. And I'm like, well, we didn't walk this far. Or nothing seems familiar. And it's not, don't feel like I'm getting closer to the car.
Right.
I get out the key fob to chirp it again.
No chirps.
Nothing.
And he's on the other side of the garage at this time. And all of a sudden I heard, oh no. I'm like, oh, I knew that was not good. Ethan's eyes are like big as saucers.
So I'm thinking in the payment process, or we did something wrong. I'm thinking we did something wrong.
Right, because it was a little confusing, the directions and the signs and stuff. It told us to take the ticket with us that we got when we came into the garage.
Sure.
Not leave it in the car. It said take it with you. So we thought, well, maybe we misunderstood that. Maybe we were supposed to leave that and they towed our car. You know,
everything felt right with the location. Couldn't find the car.
I mean, we were getting upset.
Panic mode sets in, and
trying to stay calm though, because we didn't want Ethan to be.
Well, my
scared.
reaction was starting to get a little poor, like you know,
we didn't
really
know
bad.
what to do. Like when he's looking at us, like y'all are the grown-ups, y'all should know what to do. And we're like, can we call a friend? Can we call mom? Like
we do get out to the
right,
the foyer where there's guests. What do you call them? There's people out there.
Well, because I got to looking at the Google Maps and the address that it was telling us, and I was looking at the receipt that I was holding in my hand, and the addresses didn't match.
It was
and I'm
off
like,
one digit.
we are still not in the right building. This is not the same place. It brought us to the wrong place. So then we go to the lobby. Then we go to the lobby. We're like, okay, we're not doing this anymore. So he's like, let's go to the lobby. So we went to the lobby, and he talks to the people, and they're like, this happens all the time. All these buildings look exactly alike.
Blew my mind. I was like, this happens all the time. People have panic attacks that they think their car's been towed or somebody. Okay, that's great. It happens all the time.
They should put up signs or something that says, make sure I don't know. They should do something, because that could cause somebody some serious distress.
Moral of the story, take an Uber.
Take an Uber. So she told us, like, we got to finish letting them know, like, what happened with obviously we found the car, we're back here.
Right.
But the lady told us, this happens all the time. She said, just go out, go down. We had to go down a little bit more and around the corner, and we saw it, and once again we were like, oh yeah, this is it.
We're like, it looked exactly the same. The entrance, the exits.
It's like we were in Groundhog's Day or something, that movie.
No, it was an episode of The Twilight Zone. It was like you thought you were going the right way the whole time, and it was like, never the right way.
No, this is not it. But we got there, we got off, and we were like, he hit the thing, and finally we heard the chirp chirp.
and you don't want to know the size of relief,
we were like,
cheers.
Yeah,
there may have been crying.
I've never been so happy to see a car in my life. And we got in the car, and it started raining as soon as we pulled out of the garage.
Bad rain.
Bad. Like there were tornadoes and everything in the surrounding area.
Yeah, about 20 miles north of where we were. It was pretty bad.
It was bad. But we were so thankful to find the car and to get out of there. And on the way back to the hotel, Ryan says, I'm not doing this anymore. We're taking an Uber. And yeah, we took an Uber the next 2 days. So and he's like, I have such a newfound respect for Uber.
I was against it. Like I said, I want to drive. I want to be the provider. I want to be that guy that gets us there. Mm-hmm. And
no.
It's Uber.
Uber all the way. All right, enough about that. The next question, what was your favorite place in DC?
FDR Memorial was pretty nice. That was my favorite one. That was the biggest one with all the waterfalls, the water features.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
The quotes were really nice too. It was uplifting to be. You know what I mean? Like it's sad.
Yeah, it made you really think about it.
But yes, it made me really open my perspective, and it was really nice.
My favorite one was the Korean War Memorial. We saw that one at night. You guys saw it in the video where it was all lit up and the statues, like they were positioned like they were actually in war, like going through the
right.
Yeah. And it was just a very somber feeling, I don't know, it just made you really. Sorry guys, my phone is on, but it just really made you reflect on it more, I think, with it being dark and the light shining on it.
You could almost vision being there.
Like I imagined how that must have felt and how scary that must have been in the dark, not knowing where the enemy is or
know where you're going for that matter.
You're in a strange country, and that's just scary. And that would be my favorite. Also, the wall that went all the way around with all the names on it, and the wall with the pictures etched into it. That was so neat.
I could. We only got to see that at night. I would have liked to have seen it during the day to see the contrast, but seeing it at night really gave you a haunting kind of. They looked like just ghosts that were just floating around. They didn't look like it was on a wall.
It was very neat how they did that. So I would recommend, if you guys plan a trip there, to definitely go see that at night. We did the Moonlight
trolley tour.
The Moonlight trolley tour. Yeah, it was I don't remember what the name. Old Town Trolley. Yeah, Old Town Trolley Moonlight tour. But also, if you have time, I would go see them all during the day.
Sure.
And then do the Moonlight tour second. That's what I would do.
We saw most of it during the day, but some of it
we didn't get to do during the day, just because we were there a short period of time. We weren't there that long, so that's what we would do differently.
Hi for you, Bob.
We had to take a pause, and now we don't remember what we were talking about. But yes, if you do the Moonlight tour, try to see them all during the day as well. Let's go on to the next thing. Where did you stay in DC, and would you recommend it? We actually didn't stay in DC. We stayed in Virginia.
Right.
And it wasn't that far from DC, but because of traffic, it took if it was during busy times, it took a long time.
Well, we stayed, I guess it was about 15, 20 minutes out. It was cost effective. Very nice hotel. Very great price.
It was the Embassy Suites in Taylor's Corner or something.
Something's Corner.
Something's Corner.
T.
It started Tyson's Corner. That's what it was, in Tyson's Corner. I just did a search on hotels.com. That's usually how I book hotels. You get usually a better deal on there. And it was much cheaper to stay outside of DC than it was to stay there, which is where it would be that way anywhere.
And we didn't think the commute was going to be such a problem.
Right.
I mean,
if you've got all week there, then it might not be a big deal, but we only had a few days, so, every minute counts. And, yeah, probably wouldn't choose that hotel again, just because it was a little too far away and because of the one-way street that it was on.
Right.
That one would...
Great hotel.
That's the biggest reason.
We could know if we knew the if we knew the area better, we could have made better plans. So
right. It wasn't bad by any means.
No, not at all.
We would just choose something closer if we went again.
And that's pretty much sums up the whole vacation. As quickly as we put it together and with little research as
we did not do enough planning. Definitely do your planning. Yeah.
We went into it with 3 or 4 weeks of just, hey, we can do this. Hey, we can do that. Hey, we got a hotel. Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
And
yeah,
we should have done better. We should have been, more prepared.
Yeah. Not being prepared definitely cost us time.
A lot of time.
And money, actually, because we took an Uber a couple times. We wouldn't have had to.
Right.
If we had known more information about what we were doing. We'll get into that.
Where we were going,
Right. Okay. Next question is, Is traffic as bad as I hear it is? Yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about that this whole video. So
I would say within 30 minutes in any direction of DC, traffic's horrible. It's just bad. I don't care where you're coming from. Maryland side is a little bit more feasible. Virginia side's horrible.
Where we were, that's in the areas we were, the traffic was not good. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fun. Would not want to live there. Next question is, what was your favorite and what surprised you? We already did our favorite. What surprised you?
The cost of everything. Not necessarily.
The $70 price tag of the sandwich lunch we got at the Air and Space Museum.
We basically got 3 bag lunches, cold drink and sandwiches a piece. So 3 sandwiches, 3 drinks. $75.
Don't eat there. I don't know if they had other places to eat there. That's the only one we come to. We were kind of hungry, so we're like, let's get something quick and easy. Get some sandwiches, a drink. And Ethan even got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
and we got 2 ham sandwiches.
$70.
And the food was not...
It was not good. The peanut butter and jelly sandwich was good, he said. Of course. How do you mess that up?
Yeah.
But we got these ham and cheese sandwiches. It was on was it a pretzel bun?
Something trying to be fancy, and it wasn't.
It was trying to be fancy, and it failed. It failed. But, that's definitely the most expensive meal we ate, and that is so sad because it was sandwiches. And what's even sadder is we did stop on the way home, our last day, on the way home from Pigeon Forge, we stopped at this restaurant. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was so good. We got nice meals, lots of food. We got these rice bowls.
Sure. Chicken
and rice bowls that was really good. Ethan got chicken tenders, and it was a huge plate of them. And we spent right at $70 there.
Right.
For all this good food,
Leftovers food.
Not sandwiches. That was our best meal of the trip, and it was great. So good. I wish I remember what the name of it was. I have no idea.
Bearfish Grill
we fished on that one. Something like that. Something about a fish, I think. Well, we didn't get fish. Anyway, that's what surprised you was the money, the cost.
Well, I don't want that to be the only thing. But yeah, the traffic and just things were... things moved at a fast pace and things were very quick. You need to be prepared. I was shocked that I thought it was just going to be hey, let's go here. Hey, let's go there. Hey, let's have a leisurely time.
No, you need to do some planning. Also, I think something that surprised you was the experience that we had with Uber drivers.
Oh, great experience. I was shocked. I was very shocked, really. The positivity, most of them were...
All of the Uber drivers we had in DC were immigrants.
Right.
Yes. And they were just the kindest people. It really made us feel it made us realize how much more grateful we should be for all that we have in America. And just seeing how thankful and how happy they are to have been here and to become Americans and be a part of our country that's now their country too is just...
Right. How they claim it. That
yeah,
man
they just
that we met
love
from
it
Ethiopia,
here. Yeah, we met a man from Ethiopia.
He was so proud to say he was American. He just got his citizenship. He had done it the right way. He wanted to do everything he could to be an American citizen, and to say that he was so proud and to have been born here and just been here my whole life and just...
We take it for granted.
Wow, but to hear this man want it so badly and
they all talked about all of the opportunities that they have here. He's like, anything you want, you can make it happen if you work hard enough.
Right.
That's basically what all of them said. The younger guy, he was in college and working Uber to make money and for the summer, and I think he said he had another job too. but he's going to college. He wants to work with his dad. His dad is a lawyer for humanitarian rights. So, eeps. Good job, Ryan.
Cut.
I can't get through this because of these two over here.
What am I doing wrong? I can't. Raleigh, stop. Go lay down.
We'll play with you as soon as we're done, I promise.
I know you're bored. No, we take it for granted, and you got to think the countries, multiple countries of people we met.
Yeah, one was from Ethiopia, one was from Uzbekistan, Ukraine.
So you got to think these places are not welcoming places.
They're not. They don't have even a portion of what we have at our fingertips here, and their life experience is so much different than ours. All right, the next question is Pigeon Forge as beautiful as I hear it is?
Of course.
Yeah,
it's
very beautiful.
Nice.
Fall is my favorite time to go there. I loved it, seeing the mountains with the leaves changing and everything. But yes, it's a very beautiful place. Highly recommend it. And the next question is, who keeps Riley when you're out of town?
Well, we have two sets of grandparents that are very gracious that have extended their time, and there is a place that we send him that's a little boarding place, like a doggy daycare, that he seemed to enjoy. They seem to enjoy having him. He does get to interact with other dogs and have his own personal time and personal space. So it's affordable. I think it's good for him.
Play with other dogs.
Right, sure. Just to be around other people and other dogs. So between the grandparents and the doggy daycare, he's taken care of.
He's taken care of. We got him covered. And the cats, my mom takes care of the cats anytime I'm not home. Y'all know she lives a stone's throw away. Yeah, so she goes up there and feeds them and changes the litter box and plays with them all the time. They're like grandkids to her. And the grandkids are up there all the time too, playing with them. So they are well cared for as well. No concerns there. It's all good. I believe that wraps up all of the trip questions that I got. I got a lot of questions that were the same question. So yeah, I think I got them all. All of the personal ones you guys asked me, I got some about YouTube, some about this guy, some about just different things. I will be answering those, like I said, in an upcoming video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. We hope you guys enjoyed this. It's weird. We've never done a Q&A before.
It is, and thank you for bearing with me, because this is way different for me. She's kind of savvy with all this. I am not.
Well, thank you for joining me.
Right. Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for going on this vacation with me. All in all, DC is a cool place to see.
Yeah.
But you need a
plan.
You need plan, maybe tour guides in advance. That way you can plan your days around the tours that you want to see.
Right.
The museums there were really nice. They were great.
They were great. The museums and all of that is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just make sure that you check to see if you have to have advance tickets, because there are a few. Air and Space Museum, that was one of our big hiccups. We didn't know that.
They're timed entries.
Yeah.
So every hour they let a certain amount of people in. That keeps the traffic going. That way it's not so congested.
Everybody's not getting there at one time.
Great plan. Worked out well.
We just didn't know about it.
Right. The first day we showed up there from an Uber.
Couldn't get in.
Right. Well, they were booked up because 4:30 is the cutoff, and it was like 4:10.
Right. You want to get on there. Yeah.
That books up like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's booked up quick. So if you go, get on there first thing and get your tickets. They don't cost you anything. You just have to have them to get in. Right. But not very many of the museums do that. Just a couple, I think they said.
Well,
but Air and Space is one of them because it's so popular.
Sure, and it was a great reason to be there. I suggest if you go there, that's definitely the highlight for Ethan, for us.
we really wanted a relaxing day.
Sure.
And so it wasn't that far to the beach. Ethan had never been to the beach. He'd never seen the ocean, so we wanted to get that in as well. So it was a perfect thing. I wouldn't change anything about it. I loved that day we had at the beach. It
Sure.
was so much fun. It was beautiful. I had never been there before. And you had been through
once.
there or something?
I had been there once, but it was 20 plus years ago.
Right.
And I took a different route. So
the boardwalk was really cool. I had never been on like a real boardwalk. I'd been on the one at Disney. I don't think that counts. So it was really nice. I loved it. And like they have people doing live music and doing different things. It was really cool. So highly recommend it if you need a little side trip from DC or if you're in that area to go check out Ocean City because it's nice.
very nice, very laid back, clean.
Clean. The beach was clean. The only thing is the water is
Cold.
ice cold. Ice bucket challenge cold. We couldn't hang. Ethan, he was out there just laying in it, just jumping in it.
We weren't sure how Ethan was going to handle it, and he's like, "Oh, there's the ocean," and he just off running.
We're thankful that he took his shoes off because he was out there, shirt, shorts, hat, sunglasses, and all. Just
doesn't know how to swim.
Lost his sunglasses, didn't he?
Right. He lost his sunglasses.
Yeah.
He's not a great swimmer and did not care, was not scared.
And then the waves were up, too.
Sure.
So I told Ryan, I was like, why don't you go get him a boogie board? Like, if he's going to be out there in the waves, he'd probably enjoy that. Yeah, and he did. He liked it. Yeah. It was fun seeing him out there, like,
it really was.
Getting to see it for the first time. And when we first got there, he was like, I don't really want to go to the beach. And then next thing we know, he's like, oh, I love the beach.
Right. Like, on the way there, he's like, well, I guess I'm okay with it. And there's the water. We're going over this great bridge, and you can see the bay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't know. It's still pretty cool. You know, whatever. And then where we had to park and we had to walk to the beach, you still can't see the beach yet. So it's just like, he's over it. We're walking.
And then I lost my bag. So then he was really over it because he had to wait even longer.
Right. So here he is.
The beach is right there. The ocean is right there. He's never seen it before.
And so I walk back to the car and handle the bag situation, get everything taken care of. Another 20-minute little ordeal. And so Ethan's
I left
over
my bag on top of the car.
On the hood.
With my camera, my vlog camera in it and everything. So he thankfully found my bag, left back at the car on top, and brought it back to us. And then the kid finally got to see the ocean. So
right, he did.
That's that story.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. We get distracted easily, especially with this one. Anyway, okay, so I think we cover everything. I think we covered everything.
I don't know, baby. You have to... honestly, guys, to be... this is take 2. If you want to explain why.
We already recorded this once a few days ago, and when I went to edit the footage, it was all in slow-mo with no audio whatsoever.
And trying to mash it back up to get it...
We couldn't. Well, there's no audio at all. There was no fixing it. So we've been like, every day, like, we got to get this done. And finally... we've got it done. Hopefully when I put it in the computer, it's going to be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending this time with us. I know this is a long video, but you guys have been asking for a long video, so be careful what you ask for. Because I know this one's going to be really long. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. We have another video coming up on Wednesday, so be sure to check back for that. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Cut.